a surgeon performing a complex heart operation, a dentist setting braces, a nurse putting a drip. None of them will take up the work with bare hands. Before touching the patient, they all put on medical gloves in order to prevent infecting the human body with bacteria. How do you think who and why came up with the medical gloves? May a fancy doctor have wanted to add a little spice into the boring medical uniform with the new accessory? Or was one of the physicians too squeamish and didn't want to touch patients with his bare hands? You wouldn't believe, but the medical gloves appeared thanks to a great love. In 1890, a well-known British surgeon, William Halsted, was approached by one of the nurses. Caroline Hampton complained that her hands were dry all the time, and all because of the strong antiseptic that was being used before surgeries. The surgeon was seriously concerned with the problem. He made plaster casts of her hands and went to New York. Halsted contacted Goodyear Rubber and ordered 2 pairs of very thin rubber gloves. The famous surgeon could simply replace a troubled employee. What was the reason for such care for the hands? Let's find out. The custom-made gloves fitted Miss Hampton perfectly, and after a couple of weeks the skin of her hands became smooth and silky. Dr. Halsted noticed how convenient these gloves were for work and ordered the same for all of his assistants. The inventor didn't even suspect the importance of his discovery until 10 years later. One of his students published an article in a medical journal where he cited the stunning statistics. 450 surgeries conducted in gloves were without a single case of infection. How could I be so blind that I didn't realize the need to wear them all the time? Regretted Halsted. In the 20th century, gloves were used in operating theaters around the world. And in 1964, the mass production of disposable gloves of the kind we now know began. Halsted didn't patent his invention, and it didn't make him famous, but it brought happiness in his personal life. That very nurse, Caroline Hampton, married him and lived with him all his life. The history of the invention of ordinary rubber gloves turned out to be surprisingly romantic.